A wonderful, wonderful, beautiful people. A pleasant Sunday afternoon to you. If you have not yet made Jesus Christ your personal Lord and Savior, please feel free to do so. He's the best being ever. Certainly that would be the best decision you could ever make. Now, wonderful people, and I want you to, put your comments in the comments section. I am seeing something here in the Weekend Star that I bought. The star says March 14 to 16. It is entitled Taxi Group Head Confused by Minister's Probox Comment. And beautiful people, before I get into it, I'm sometimes when you perceive somebody a particular way, it's going to be very difficult to believe that they would say something that would hinge on what you would call emotional intelligence or intelligence quotient, which is simple knowledge and the application of that knowledge. Now, I've been hearing people and I've seen the memes, I've seen the jokes, I've seen the videos. They're really funny though. By the way, they're really and truly funny. With the Minister of Finance, Fayval Williams, the Honorable Fayval Williams' comment on the Deion Jackson Miller's program, where she mentioned about saving $2,000, and at the end of 3 years, you can either pay down on a Probox or something of the sort, which would almost speak to that something went awry. Let me say it that way. I'm going to be very careful in my words, in the choice of words. All right, so Tiffany Price covered this, and it says, and she's quoting somebody, it says $72,000 can't even buy the shell of a Probox. Naturally, is the blunt response from Lorraine Finikin, president of the All Voice Taxi Association, refuting a statement made by Finance Minister Fayval Williams. Williams, while speaking on TVJ's All Angles news program, suggested that saving $2,000 a month for 3 years, which totaling $72,000, could be enough to buy the popular Probox, which is a staple for taxi operators. But Finikin said the reality on the ground could be further from the truth. And she's quoting, "Well, I cannot speak on behalf of the minister, but common sense would tell me that this is a grave error on her part," which it has to be. People, I was totally stunned by that. It has to be. Even when the host asked her if she meant $2,000 over 3 years, which would be $72,000, she said, yeah. She said, yeah, you could buy a 20-year-old Probox. Oh my God. Beautiful Jamaicans, I feel bad because I made a post in defense of her to say that maybe she might have meant $20,000. But when I'm seeing this part in the newspaper, now I can understand. Even if it is a 20-year-old Probox, no, Minister. No, Miss Fayval Williams. That's a grave, grave error. And it is going to give the people of Jamaica the impression, I have to use the words carefully, because I don't want to say that this is what you're feeling, that you don't care about them and that they must take all broke while you have the best things. Why would you say something like that? That even if it is to just try and qualify, it's almost like it's either two things, that you didn't want to accept your error and said, no man, not $2,000. I know it was stemming from the increase in the salaries, perhaps when you work it out. Because when the public sector workers look at their increases, usually at $20 US or $30 US, depending on where you're at in the spectrum or the tier that you're at. So you're saying that since they never had that increase, that they could use that increase. That's the impression that I'm getting the more I dig into the entire saga. But for you to say, even if they can buy a 20-year-old Probox, Minister, it will give an impression that you think that you're above them and they're below you. Would you want somebody to tell your children or your family member or even you that? That's a disrespect. No, Miss Williams, you should never have made that comment. I didn't even see that part and nobody said it to me on my post. They only skirted, maybe they didn't even remember that even if it is a 20-year-old Probox, I mean, when I see those particular vehicles, you know what I mean, that a lot of the taxi men drive, because maybe based on the space, the shape and whatnot, it's a robust vehicle for that type of work, But good God, at 20, why would you want somebody to buy a 20-year-old vehicle? I have a vehicle that's not even 20, but it's old, and I need to get rid of it because it gives a lot of problems. And I would want to tell people to go buy something far older than mine. That's crazy. No, man, no, Minister. Anyway, listen, the two statements made there. That must be a mistake, she said. That's Finnegan. Finnegan didn't hold back as she painted a picture of the cost taxi operators face in their bid to own their own vehicles. A 20-year-old Probox in question mark. This is what Finnegan is now saying. That is something that's just shell, not in any condition whatsoever. Maybe not even good for scrap purposes, which I can agree with. Not even for scrap purposes, she exclaimed. Finnegan also pointed out that even when working with loan companies, $72,000 wouldn't get drivers very far, which is true. My organization has a memorandum with 3 loan companies that provide loans to PPV, that is a public passenger vehicle operators, and $72,000 couldn't even make a deposit on any of their loan products. I made a video and I made a mistake when I said 72,000 as a down payment on higher end type vehicles. And when I say higher, not the high end. What I was saying, it couldn't even make a monthly payment, I wanted to say. So if you want to buy a certain type of mid-tier to top-tier motor vehicles, 72,000 cannot pay the monthly payments on those motor vehicles based on the value of the vehicle. Finnegan explained one of the companies take a 10% deposit depending on the year and model of the vehicle. But if the cheapest qualifying vehicle would far exceed $72,000 for that deposit, as frustration grows among taxi operators struggling to make ends meet and secure their own vehicles, Finnegan believes the minister's comments show a serious disconnect from the financial reality on the ground. Yes, Minister, it's going to show a serious disconnect because they don't want to say that you really don't care. They probably don't even want to say that. Maybe they say that there is a complete disconnect. And your background would not be in tandem with that because it's not the impression that I got when I was listening to you in your budgetary speech, that you understand what difficulty is. I think you said I don't know if you said you had to carry water from far, something you had to do which speaks to there was difficulty financially. She's going to say you can come off the road and come out of the rain with $72,000. No, man, that cannot be something she genuinely wants to say, Finnegan said. Asked whether she considered Williams's remark an insult to hardworking taxi drivers, Finnegan chose her words carefully. She's smart because she don't want to say, I wouldn't say it's a slap in the face unless I could find evidence that she deliberately said it. Right. Because sometimes people don't think. And to be honest, I really believe that Minister Fayval Williams wasn't thinking when she was speaking on that matter. And I think when she realized, maybe when Deion Jackson, $2,000 a month for Probox, $72,000 after the 3 years, maybe she wanted to defend that $72,000. For me, I thought she should have pulled back and say, you know what? No, it wouldn't make you look as if you don't know anything about it. It would make you seem even more credible. It would make you seem even more credible in your area that they gave you. This area of finance is not new to you. So for me, you should have pulled back and say you should never have said, even if it is a 20-year-old Probox. That's a slap in the face. It's like telling people strive to get a bronze medal, or strive to come fourth place or fifth place. Strive to that, or head to that, as opposed to telling them strive for gold. And if you drop, you can drop to silver, maybe bronze. That is how it comes across, Minister. But one thing is for sure, this is Finnegan now, she's out of touch with the price and cost of things. That must be a slip of the tongue, which I said, because, one popular used car dealer found that a 2020 Toyota Probox costs approximately $2.2 million. Another dealership said it stopped purchasing Probox for more than 5 months ago because they are too expensive. Miss Fayval, boy, for me, I know politicians don't like to apologize, because they probably feel it will hinge on who they are and whatnot. But it speaks to a level of humility and credibility as far as I'm concerned. I think you should come and retract that and take back saying to the people about even if it is a 20-year-old Probox. That's a kind of a disrespect. No. I'm disappointed to say the very least. Very much so. Anyway, guys, you know what to do. Read TikTok and YouTube. Subscribe and give me one of those lions. Thank you. Have a good one.